You are now listening to an exclusive interview on Sounds of Success with Noah Swiderski.
Welcome back to the Sounds of Success. I'm your host, Noah Swiderski. If you're an Indian expat listening from New York, London, or Dubai, you've likely looked at the surging Indian economy and wondered, is now the time to buy back home? But let's be real, buying property from 8,000 miles away is terrifying. You worry about red tape, construction delays, and who you can actually trust. Today, we're solving that. Back for his second appearance, the 2.0 version is the managing partner of Life Inspiration Advisory LLP. He's the man who dominates the luxury markets of Pune and Mumbai. Please welcome back to the show, the trusted voice of Indian real estate, Jyotesh Narang. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Noah, for the lovely introduction. Thank you for having me over. My name is Jyotesh Narang. I am the managing partner of Life Inspiration Advisory LLP, and which is a boutique real estate advisory. Currently, I stay in Pune, which when I relocated back from Mumbai in 2005. I, however, go to Mumbai every week for real estate work. I have seen changes in Mumbai and Pune for the last 5 decades. Today, I work in Alibag, Karjat, Mumbai, Mulshi, Pune, and so on. And also thanks to the collaborations in a lot of states pan India, that also gives my customers a wider choice. Humbly I put, I come from a landlord family. My late father was a structural consultant, civil, and I guess my passion stems from the legacy. So grateful and gratitude for that. I have been a real estate investor myself since 1995. And those years, things were very different. And I invested in a real estate residential property in Pune. And what has taught me is observing that even a small piece of infrastructure gets the real estate prices to rise. Now, I got into formal real estate as a real estate agent in 2014. Lots of experience of what to do and what not to do. I have got some formal certifications in real estate, like executive leadership program in real estate business management from the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors UK, in short RICS UK, through the Amity University. I am a certified residential specialist in residential real estate from the Residential Real Estate Council USA. I have done my real estate economics and finance from the London School of Economics. I've done some other commercial real estate analysis and investments from the MIT and the University of Oxford. Apart from this, I've also studied a bit on fintech, blockchain technology, tokenization of assets, artificial intelligence, and ESG. I'm also a member of the local real estate association here in Pune, member of the National Association of Realtors India, member of the National Association of Realtors USA. And I'm very passionate about sustainability. Hence, I also took up membership to get some insights of the IGBC, which is the Indian Green Building Council, which gives certifications for green buildings who do sustainability in real estate. Humbly put, I also give talks on real estate as an asset class. I speak on ethics in real estate. I speak on leadership. I speak on networking and the power of relationship building. So when we often meet people, you exchange business cards while at a networking event. But honestly speaking, if we don't take that to a relationship building, that really is not really of any use. I also invest in the stock market. I tried to do it on my own, which I miserably failed. And I realized that taking advice from an advisor always helps the expert. So I obviously found out, and I have today a wealth management company. They act as my advisors, and which is so essential to generate the alpha over the benchmark index. I meet a lot of stakeholders, pan India, different professionals. They are different developers. They could be lawyers, they could be architects, bespoke interior designers, and so on. I attend a lot of summits. And honestly, the great speakers that come there with their knowledge and perspectives on various topics teaches us a lot. I've advised a couple of Indians and NRIs, traveled across to understand their success stories and their pain points. And In short, you can think of me as a relocation specialist. After establishing trust, I communicate, I listen to the customer's requirement patiently. Then I put together some properties as per their requirement, not what's available. So I avoid pushing sales. I work from the demand side, that is the customer side. I negotiate on their behalf. I give them property which is very close to their requirements. So I work in residential and commercial for end use investing or for passive income. And I work with passion, inspiration, and the goal is to delight the client, be it an Indian relocating, upgrading their residences, or investing. I also offer advice to multinational corporates or Indian corporates for leasing for their commercial requirements for their office spaces. I must also mention that they do not charge any brokerage for any new properties that are purchased through me or my company from the primary market, RERA registered properties which are ready to move in or which are off plan under construction. And I must also negotiate the best deal for my clients. And the best part is giving the customer what they require rather than giving them what's available. And also, the micro market in the city should fit their requirements. So I also work from the demand side, as I've said. I am an investor and well traveled and understand the infrastructure story. As a realtor, it is important to understand the Maslow's hierarchy of needs to understand where the customer is at the hierarchy stage. I advise based as a trusted realtor, having experience with transparency and ethics. It's very rare for me to get a testimonial from an ultra HNI or a HNI family on a complete, on a successful transaction. That's because they could not be on social media, but the referrals do flow in. And that's how my advisory runs. Um, and when you get a referred customer, right, they come with an inbuilt trust. Then we can easily communicate without any hesitation. So that's me. That's who I am, a trusted realtor.
I love that. Thank you so much for that, Jay. I think you truly do build that culture in your company that people trust you. You're an authority leader in your space, and you personalize everything to exactly what they're looking for so that you delight the client. That's amazing. Now let's start with the heart of the matter. Beyond just the emotional connection to the motherland, why are NRIs aggressively pivoting their investment portfolios back to Indian soil right now?
So I think NRIs, they buy for either of these reasons. It could be emotional security, like having at least one home back in India. It could be investment, keeping a long-term perspective to get some capital appreciation to do some wealth building. It could be for passive income, rental income. Uh, it could be for parents' comfort, like upgrading their parents who are back home, their lifestyle and their safety. It could also be for future return planning, so they buy now and lock the prices for later. Because in India, what I've seen is as and when the infrastructure develops, the real estate prices rise. And my
Absolutely.
thing is, whatever is these reasons that they plan to buy, the main key is to buy it with clarity, not pressure, and under advisement is the best.
Absolutely. And as you know, being a professional in the space, it's not all sunshine and high yields. When an NRI calls you, what are the horror stories or specific pain points they are most afraid of encountering?
So I think, honestly speaking, I'll tell about my story in a brief. Is when I moved cities from Mumbai to Pune, and finally in the year 2005, we were overwhelmed. We were nervous because I was in Mumbai for over 3 decades. What happens is you're used to the systems, the surroundings. You have your go-to, the doctors, your clubs. You have the plumber, the way to shop, and you have everything is the comforts are already set in. When you are moving to a new city, you're always a little nervous. Have I made the right call? Am I going to make new friends at this age? Am I going to get the right doctors in time? So, these are, I think it's more out of emotion, fear, anxiety, worry. And also, of course, they have been. So I'll tell you, prior to 2017, when we got into RERA, I will talk about it in details. So there There were some stories where I think the NRIs get a little worried. Will I get the delivery in time? And that's just an anxiety. I think today the markets have fairly matured. And also, I'll tell you another thing is if they are ready to buy under advisement, one of the main things is trust. Who do I trust and buy? I think this trust is a very big factor because they could have seen on social media or newspapers of some bad fruit or some story here or there, and it does happen, or any kind of a hidden charge or things like this. So they get a little worried. So I always say don't buy basis on words, buy on basis of proof, right? You should ask for the site videos, the location maps, the approvals, your clear cost sheets, and verify them before committing. Point number two is I feel some of them get a little anxious is they are not physically in India, right? So while they may come here and book, but then the processes or stuff. But today I tell you, you can absolutely buy remotely and the process is structured. You have virtual walkthroughs today, the videos of the site visits, there's documentation which is available digitally for one to go through, and you can have scheduled calls. But the key is to always work with someone who understands the timelines, NRI timelines, and keeps everything documented. I think another thing is they get worried is I don't understand the paperwork, and I think today legal clarity, I think that's a non-negotiable. So a good looking deal is useless unless it's not a clean deal. So you should focus on the title clarity, project approvals, the builder, reputation, the RERA registration. And today, I tell you, you can probably even hire your own lawyer to vet the document and have a good, RERA registered broker or an agent or a realtor, who will work correctly with ethics. Also, they get worried is a lot of residences, the luxury ones, come as bare shell or they come as a warm shell apartment, so they worry about interiors if they are not going to be a part of it. And I think today you have such professionals. In fact, I met a couple of them and they've done it for certain clients of mine where they give the designs on email and every week there is an updated report. So I think today, no matter where you stay, I think it's not a problem. And these things are very clear. It's possible. I think another pain point, really, if you think of it, it could be, family pressure, emotional buying. Sometimes parents want one location, you want to buy another one. My advice is, what? It's a major financial decision. You should logically take a step at the back, evaluate. And a good property should give you peace of mind and not anxiety.
100%. Now, you've developed a specific framework for smart buying. Walk us through those pillars. How do you filter a good deal from a distraction?
So I think, what I think is main thing is the clear communication. I prefer a clear communication with clarity. But having said that, what is important is trust building. Nobody is going to open up to a realtor till they trust. So trust being the prime, so comfortable for communication. So always say connect, establish trust, communicate. Now, once we communicate, I always ask, what are your goals? What are the reasons for buying? Is it for investment? It is for end use? Is it for parents? Is it for future return? These questions are very important. Are there any senior citizens going to be living with you? Are your children coming with you? Are they in school or college? Are you working? Where is your place of work? Main important is any, city preference, any particular location, budget, size, gated community. Now you tell me all these things are never going to come just without trust. Nobody's going to give their emails and stuff. So I think that clarity has to come for me to give them, completely a good, what they require. Because otherwise one will push what's available. You know what I'm saying? So you give them close to their requirement. So clarity in communication, which is established post trust. If one is comfortable, they take services of a lawyer to get basically the agreements also weighted.
Now, many expats think only of high-rise apartments. What about the other dirt? Can NRIs legally and safely invest in land or villas? And does that offer a better hedge against inflation?
Uh, they can definitely buy a non-agricultural plot, but basically by law, an NRI cannot invest in an agricultural plot. He can buy a non-agricultural plot. But as regards a non-agricultural plot, there is not an issue. But I would always suggest them to buy in a gated community, which obviously has its own advantages of security and the amenities which are there. And even if today they want to buy a plot, we always have referrals to great architects and bespoke interior designers to do up their villa, and they have their own advantages. These are also great for retirements. In fact, some NRIs have called me and they wanted to rather stay in a gated community away from urban life, right? Which could be 30 or 45 minutes of drive time and drive time to the hospital, but to live in a villa community and where they have the same age groups and they could do gardening, enjoy nature, they have cleaner air, and they could play cards, board games. They have a doctor on call, they have a grocery store in the complex, and there are other tons of amenities which are drivable to the distance.
One of the biggest hurdles is the bare shell problem. If I buy a luxury unit, but I'm living in San Francisco, how on earth do I handle the interiors? How does your team bridge that gap?
So, like I told you, I meet a lot of professionals, and they are really good bespoke interior designers or architects, and they give options based on requirements, and design spaces can be presented online and with weekly updates.
I love it. You got a streamlined process, everything put together. Now, let's talk about the future. I'm seeing a lot of buzz right now around active senior living and global capability centers. How are these corporate shifts changing where the smart money is going in cities like Pune or Mumbai?
So I'm getting a lot of inquiries for active senior living, and I visited a couple of them in the last 2-3 months. It's about 45 minutes away from the city, from the urban areas, and driving distance from the airport and the hospitals with cleaner air, gated communities, and amenities. And I think the whole idea is they want to stay away from the urban, what I'm trying to say, the rush, and have cleaner air and live together peacefully. And as regards Global Capability Center, in fact, from back office business process outsourcing BPO to GCCs, I think India houses over 1,800 plus centers in India, and which is basically because of great talent that is available, good policies, and there might be over 2 million people that are employed in GCCs in India. Now, GCCs basically are strategic units which are established by the multinational corporates to leverage global talent and technology. And basically, they could be engineering, R&D, IT services, customer services, digital transformation, or data analytics. And basically, in India, they are housed in grade A assets, which are green certified buildings, business parks, and commercial spaces in prime business areas, and with high-tech infrastructure. And these facilities prioritize employee well-being and productivity, offering premium amenities and also collab areas. They are strategically located in tier one cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, and Pune, and in Chennai. And while they are known for their high quality talent and infrastructure. So, as I said, there are just slightly under 2,000 GCCs in India, and I offer this as a sourcing consultant to companies who are looking, those who are not mandate obligated. They can talk to me and I could work things out, because I work with a lot of business park landlords and owners.
Absolutely. Now, for the listener who doesn't want to flip houses but wants a monthly check, what does the commercial real estate landscape look like for a foreign investor today?
So I'll tell you, there are various ways to invest in commercial real estate or a residential real estate for passive income. Today, if you get into a co-living, you can buy co-living and earn about, quite a good ROI there. But I'll tell you something. So today, with the same way you can invest, if you want a good IRR, the main thing is I advise invest in a micro market before the micro market matures. That's where the real growth is. So what happens out there is in a micro market, enter in a RERA registered property while it is just announced. So when you announce there, you are really entering at a very, very low rate, right? And you're going to pay, let's say, over 3 years. Now it's a grade A asset in a good location. You have payment terms. Therefore, by the time the building is ready, you already made some capital appreciation. Point number two is generally a grade A developer in a good location. There is no dearth of tenants. So therefore, you enjoy a great ROI. And therefore, holding it for a few years on exit, you get a better IRR. So you have such, micro markets here, which you have to identify. And what is a matured micro market? Let's say when it matures. So it's a location where roads, the connectivity are sorted, daily amenities are active, rental prices are stable, and prices grow steadily.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, Jyotesh, so Jay, where can people find you if they want to work with you, they want to consume your content, maybe they want you to have you on their show? Where can they find you? Where can they get at you?
So I write a lot on real estate, not necessarily just putting up, posts of new properties, but I also write in general. And on LinkedIn, I'm available on all other social media platforms, but LinkedIn is main. If you could share their link and my mobile and my email ID of my company, I'm more than willing to talk to anybody who's interested and advise them. Like I said, I don't push sales. I've had, in fact, two NRIs last year, and we went into advanced talks, and they were little, they said maybe now's not the time, which is really fine. I'm not going to talk about what I've converted. Quite a bit have been converted. People in India who have relocated, in fact, in the same city, who have relocated to, or not relocated, only upgraded their residences. So these things happen. You have to have patience. You have to work with them. And so, like I said, I'm available on LinkedIn as Jyotesh Narang.
Jay, every time you're on the show, I feel like I've just finished a masterclass in international wealth building. For our listeners, if you want to navigate the Indian market without the headache, you need a local ally. Jay is the managing partner of Life Inspiration Advisory LLP, and he's built a massive ecosystem of lawyers, architects, and wealth managers to make sure you're protected. You can find him on LinkedIn and X at JYOTESH NARANG, or definitely reach out via the contact info in the show notes. Jyotesh, thank you for coming back on Sounds of Success, and we can't wait to have you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, Noah. Thank you for having me over. Thank you so much.